at? Like, how can we pour into this body? What's your heart for, the body? What's your heart for the body here? And the first thing he brought up was his worship. And he said, like, we're just not there. Like, in the sense of they could praise, but his 13-year-old granddaughter had only experienced like intimate worship one time. And he goes, we've got the praise thing down, but it's the worship. And what was really cool was we were able to take this atmosphere of worship and impart it to a body in Ohio. And so this is a prime example of God putting a house in order. And we go there, and it was like, man, Josh, he's like, who's familiar with the Church of God in Christ? Okay, so the religious strongholds that, we were walking into. Major religious principalities. I didn't inform her because I didn't want her to know. And they didn't like female preachers, and they couldn't wear pants, and she's both. And so, you little rebel. And so we are there, and one of his mentors and overseers are there. Now we just got to the next level, you know what I mean? And wouldn't you know that the Lord gave me a prophetic word for him and his wife. So during the church service, and I call this guy out, and I actually give him a word, and he looked like it wasn't affecting him. And his wife wasn't really responding, which I don't care. I knew it was from the Lord. And then all of a sudden she stood up and she raised her hands and she broke. And, she just began to weep. And he got all squirmy-fied. And then he finally released. And he began to receive what the Lord was saying to him. Afterwards, the host of the church, the pastor said, he goes, man, you said some things to that man only God knows. And he says, there's a lot there. But what was really cool, the whole reason why I think we went, wouldn't you agree, was for her? In the sense of worship, to bring that. Yeah. And this little 13-year-old girl is up there leading worship with an organist, a drummer, and one of the best, next to Danielle Sharp, lead guitar players I've heard in a while.
Yeah, she was really, really good. Well, the thing about it is I had been praying for our trip, and because I didn't really know what the Lord had in store, what he wanted for us. So I just began to pray about it, and I just began to leave it in his hands. Well, as I prayed, he wouldn't let me pray any other way but singing in the Spirit. And I thought, okay, that's interesting, Every time I went to go pray, it was a song. It was a song in the Spirit. It was a song in the Spirit, a song in the Spirit. And I just started saying, okay, you're telling me something. And the Lord just